And how are you doing, everyone? Is anyone awake? Is anyone out there? Or what's occurring? Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Taylor, broadcasting live from Brighton. Be right on in Brighton. It's approximately 9 minutes past 10 on the 12th of July 2023. I hope everyone's well. So we now know who the unnamed presenter is. Surprise, bloody surprise. I'll be back in a moment. Just going to make myself a coffee.
Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be. The long life, now we feeling it again. Better hold tight. We on this ride that never ends, going all night. Can you feel the synergy? This is where we're meant to be.
Don't be shy. Jump on in and say hi. So, it was Hugh Edwards after all along. Poor guy. He's the victim now. The shame of being exposed as a dirty paedophile nonce is bad for your mental health. It is bad for your mental health. How's everyone? My little advice for you is never give up. Never surrender. Slow-mo with Matt Taylor TV. Don't be shy. Jump on and say hi. Name, rank, and number. Prince Harry's friends are very hurt by revelations and claim Duke has not repaid the loyalty. Wimbledon Spygate row. Carlos Alcara, you don't pronounce a Z at the end, admits father filmed Novak Djokovic while taking a poo. That's not necessarily true. Carlos's father didn't necessarily take a video of Novak Djokovic, Smokovic having a poo. That never happened. BBC boss Tim Davie addresses difficult time after Hugh Edwards is named. Must be very difficult. And did you know, if ever you wanted to know how to open a can without a can opener, It's out there. The answer is out there. So what's occurring? No one's saying anything. Okay, it's like that, is it? Oh, it's like that. It's a bit slow-mo tonight, is it? It's a bit slow-mo. Nobody wants to say anything. They just want to watch me. Because you know you shouldn't be really here, should you? All those people who can't come in and say hi, you shouldn't be here. I bet you're one of the nasty crew, aren't you? The nasties that just watch. If there's anything you don't like, you pick up stones and throw them. It's alright, I'm here all night. I can read the new Stephen King book I brought. Chapter 1, The Goddamn Bridge, The Miracle, The Howling. I'm reading Stephen King fairy tale. I'm sure I can tell this story. I'm only sure no one will believe it. That's fine with me. Telling it will be enough. My problem, and I'm sure many writers have it, not just newbies like me, is deciding where to start. My first thought was with the shed, because that's where my adventures really began. But then I realised I could have to tell you blah blah blah. There's something magical about reading a Stephen King book. This book is in the region of, it's a paperback by the way, of how many pages? Bear with me. In the region of 577 pages. Honestly, I don't know about you, but there's nothing more satisfying or exciting about holding a 577 page paperback that's got Stephen King written on it. #1 bestseller, Stephen King. I do love a bit of Stephen King. I've read a lot of his books. I think the first one I read of his was Pet Sematary. So it says, welcome to the dark side of the happily ever after. Charlie Reed looks like a regular high school kid, great at baseball and football, a decent student. But when Charlie's 17, he met a BBC news presenter who started sending him money for his dick pics. And then, after the dick pics, he started asking for the anus pics. And that's when the real money started being exchanged. But I'm just making that up. That's not actually written on the back of the book. What is actually written is, but when Charlie is 17, he meets a dog named Radar and her aging master, Howard Bowditch, a recluse in a big house at the top of a big hill with a locked shed in the backyard. When Bowditch dies, he leaves Charlie a cassette tape telling a story no one would believe. Inside the shed is a portal to another world. Legendary storyteller Stephen King goes into the deepest well of his imagination in a spellbinding tale in which good is pitted against overwhelming evil, and a heroic boy and his dog must lead the battle. The stakes could not be higher for their world or ours. Magnificent, says Richard Osman from the Sunday Times. And that ties in perfectly to what we were singing about earlier on, wasn't it? War of the Worlds. We live in great danger with the reptilian aliens taking over the planet. Is that something we really want for our children? Because there will only be hope if one man stands tall. My argument is that if we all stand tall, it'll be guaranteed. Do we want hope or do we want guaranteed? Well, if we stand together, change is guaranteed. If one man stands up, then there's only hope. You get my point. Oh, right, okay. I'll give it a bit longer. You know, I've got other things to do as well, you know. I'm not having a go at you. I'm not, you know, laying down aspersions or anything. But I have got other things to do, which is cool. You know, I haven't got a gun at your head saying, come in and talk. Yeah, I'm not like that. I'm a pacifist, man. But hey, listen, I will fight if I need to. I will stand up and fight for what I believe in. And you know, I'll even die. I'll die. There must be something worth dying for, and we've touched on this before, but yes, there are some things I'm willing to die for, just as there's some things I'm willing to kill for. But you know, that's neither here or there, isn't it? Like AJ's 8 other undisclosed convictions. They're neither here or there. Somebody stop me. Listen, I'm in the mood just to break this down. Get on with something more interesting instead. I've still got the rise of the mafia to get through. It's the definitive story of organised crime. I'm finding it really interesting. The mafia's bank manager was a young insurance executive, Alan Dorfman. His stepfather was Paul Red Dorfman, a Capone gunman who was a friend of Jimmy Hoffa, Teamsters vice president for Detroit. Hoffa wanted to succeed the agent Dave Beck as Teammaster president. In return for the support of organised crime, which had immense power in many union locales across America, Hoffa dreamed up the pension fund. He cared for his Teamster members, but also for himself. So he placed the management of the pension fund in the hands of young Dorfman. Hoffa duly received the corrupt backing of mob-controlled Teamster locals and became president of the Teamsters when Dave Beck was jailed. But Hoffa had sold his soul to the devil. And so had Alan Dorfman. This is interesting because can you see the information I'm gleaming? Now it's been revealed that not only do you sell your soul in the music industry and the film industry, you're also selling your soul in organised crime. So going back, but Hoffa had sold his soul to the devil, and so had Alan Dorfman. Dorfman became a frontman for the mafia. In 1972, he was convicted of taking a $55,000 bribe in return for giving out pension fund loans, for which he spent 10 months in jail. In 1982, he went on trial again for conspiring to defraud the fund, along with the Teamster crooked president of the day, Roy Williams, and the Chicago Mafia's pension fund watchdog, Joey the Clown Lombardo. Very interesting, but I can see, people are just leaving in their droves when I read from The Rise of the Mafia, the definitive story of organised crime by Martin Short. But what I'll do, I'll leave you all in peace. I'll get on reading my book, because basically, the quicker I finish The Rise of the Mafia, the definitive story of organised crime, then I can start on Stephen King fairy tale. Until the next time, everyone, remember, King Arthur loves you as much as I love you too.